Hamlet opens in the shadow of death and political unease. On the battlements of Elsinore Castle in Denmark, guards and courtiers witness the ghost of the recently deceased King Hamlet. When Prince Hamlet, the king's son, encounters the apparition, it reveals that he was murdered by his brother Claudius, who poured poison into his ear while he slept. Claudius has since seized the throne and married Hamlet's mother, Queen Gertrude. This revelation shatters Hamlet's already fragile emotional state. Mourning his father and disgusted by his mother's swift remarriage, he is now burdened with a sacred duty of revenge. Yet he is also deeply reflective and morally sensitive, and he struggles to reconcile his desire for justice with his fear of committing murder and damning his own soul. Rather than acting immediately, Hamlet chooses to disguise his intentions by pretending to be mad. Through erratic speech and strange behavior, he hopes to conceal his plans while observing those around him. This antic disposition confuses the court and alarms Polonius, the Lord Chamberlain, who believes Hamlet's madness is caused by rejected love for his daughter, Ophelia. Ophelia, caught between obedience to her father and affection for Hamlet, becomes increasingly distressed. Meanwhile, King Claudius grows suspicious and arranges for Hamlet's childhood friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, to spy on him. Hamlet, aware that he is being watched, grows more isolated and cynical, convinced that corruption and deception dominate the court. To test the ghost's truthfulness, Hamlet devises a plan to stage a play that reenacts his father's murder. During the performance, known as the Mousetrap, Claudius reacts with visible guilt and abruptly leaves, confirming his crime. This moment gives Hamlet certainty, yet still he hesitates. When he later finds Claudius alone and apparently praying, Hamlet refrains from killing him, reasoning that murdering him in a state of repentance might send his soul to heaven. This delay reveals Hamlet's tragic flaw, his tendency to overthink and moralize action until opportunity passes. His pursuit of perfect justice prevents him from achieving timely justice. Hamlet's emotional turmoil erupts in a confrontation with his mother in her private chamber. He accuses Gertrude of moral blindness and complicity in his father's death. During this heated exchange, Hamlet hears a noise behind a tapestry and impulsively stabs through it, killing Polonius, who had been secretly spying. This accidental murder marks a turning point. For the first time, Hamlet kills someone, not through careful planning, but through rash emotion. The act deepens his guilt and entangles him further in violence. Polonius's death devastates Ophelia, who loses both her father and Hamlet's affection, and it strengthens Claudius's resolve to eliminate Hamlet. Fearing for his life, Claudius sends Hamlet to England with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, carrying secret orders for Hamlet's execution. On the journey, Hamlet discovers the plot and cleverly replaces the letter with one condemning his companions instead. He returns to Denmark transformed, more accepting of fate and less obsessed with controlling outcomes. Meanwhile, Ophelia, overwhelmed by grief and abandonment, descends into madness, singing fragmented songs and distributing symbolic flowers. Her eventual drowning, whether accidental or intentional, becomes one of the play's most haunting moments, representing innocence destroyed by political and emotional corruption. Ophelia's brother Laertes returns from France furious over his family's ruin. Claudius manipulates his desire for revenge, convincing him that Hamlet is solely responsible. Together, they arrange a duel between Hamlet and Laertes, secretly planning to kill Hamlet with a poisoned sword and, as backup, a poisoned cup of wine. Before the duel, Hamlet reflects on death in the graveyard, contemplating the skull of Yorick, a childhood jester. This meditation on mortality leads him to accept the inevitability of death and the limits of human control. He resolves to act according to conscience and trust in providence. The final scene unfolds in a tragic cascade of events. During the duel, both Hamlet and Laertes are wounded with the poisoned blade. Queen Gertrude accidentally drinks from the poisoned cup and dies. Laertes, realizing the treachery, confesses Claudius's plot before succumbing to his wounds. Enraged and finally decisive, Hamlet kills Claudius with a poisoned sword and forces him to drink the remaining poison. Mortally wounded himself, Hamlet forgives Laertes and makes peace with his fate. He entrusts the future of Denmark to Fortinbras of Norway, who arrives to claim the throne as the royal family lies dead. The play ends with a solemn reflection on loss, honor, and human limitation. Hamlet's life has been shaped by grief, moral struggle, and intellectual depth, yet these same qualities delay his action and contribute to widespread destruction. Hamlet is not merely a revenge tragedy, but a profound exploration of conscience, identity, and mortality. It portrays a man caught between thought and action, certainty and doubt, longing for justice in a world steeped in corruption. Through Hamlet's struggle, Shakespeare presents a timeless meditation on what it means to be human in the face of suffering, death, and moral responsibility.